Such a beautiful light when I feel much closer. I had longing for closure, and I'm wondering why. No matter what I do, I keep on falling for you.